All right,
Right.
we are back. Welcome. Welcome, Ethan. Thank you very much for waking up nice and early to bring us VCS.
Yes, I had to take the 5:15 a.m. train from my parents' house all the way back, which means
What
that
a king.
I only slept at like 1:30, so I got like 3 hours of sleep, woke up 4:30 a.m. and then whipped it straight to the train station. But
Dude, you guys are doing the same thing. It's like Glamarius yesterday was like, 'cause I was saying to him, it's like, oh, you're like Turkish time zone, right? So you're 3 hours later. It's like, do you really want to end at 3 a.m. if you have school tomorrow? Like, you sure don't want to start early? He's like, nah, fuck it, dude, it's good. And then he finishes at 3 a.m. and is up at 7 a.m. for school the next day. It's like, bro, I could start early. You know, you guys don't need to like kill yourselves for me. I can accommodate you.
What a legend.
What a beast. Yeah, so I'm ready on timer whenever you are. So just count me in whenever you're ready.
Sure. All right. Okay, Vice City Stories, any percent. We have to load into a safety save for some reason. I don't know. Okay. Oh, before that, let me turn off the radio. Okay. So we can start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck.
Yeah.
8. So this is Vice City Stories, any percent. I don't remember the last time it was done on GTU, but it was done on GTA Marathon a while back by me as well. Unfortunately, this is one of the more technical runs, or as I'm told, it's one of the more technically confusing runs. It's a mix of one, the fact that people don't really run VCS or really care about it too much. Sad truth, but you know, it is what it is. And it is also like more technically complicated because it differs from mainline 3D GTA games. Kind of, it has its own new strats and everything. It still has your classic, you know, on mission zero flag and duping. It's just the, you know, the nuances here and there on how exactly duping works, and it's just kind of different. So I'll try my best to explain it. I don't have any commentators on deck currently, so yeah, it's gonna be whatever. But the first thing you're gonna notice, or let me just clear this out right away. This is on the PSP version of the game. It's not on the PS2 version, though I'm pretty sure you can do this route on the PS2 version as well. But the PS2 version has like different loading times, and that's gonna be a problem for a few strats. I think Alola, who also did a run on PS2, I think she found a bit of issue with some of the timings. So basically, the way this run is gonna be, it's not gonna be like frame perfect tricks or anything, but it's gonna be, there's gonna be a lot of tricks that have a window of timing that I need to hit, and if I don't hit that window of timing, it's either gonna cost me like 3 minutes or it's gonna end the run and I have to load a safety save, because this run is also very unforgiving in that sense. Alright, we're gonna come and do our first trick of the game, which is on mission 0 Rampage, and it's already done. You blinked and you missed it. So this game has a very, very easy on mission 0 Rampage process. For some reason, in Vigilante's code, it sets the on mission 0 flag to 0. It sets the on mission flag, sorry, to 0 twice. Once during the fade in, and then once during like the fade out. So if you're just standing over a Rampage icon and you cancel Vigilante, you just automatically get on mission 0. And that's probably the easiest way you can get on mission 0 on, like, I mean, it's one of the easiest ways in any 3D GTA game, really. No frame perfect shenanigans, no complicated things. You just stand over the icon and you press a button to cancel Vigilante. And it's a console game, so I'm surprised no one caught that in the production of this, in the production of the game. But yeah. So we're gonna dupe the very first mission that we can possibly dupe, which is cleaning house. And yeah, it's just simple. It's just load into the mission, complete the rampage, and then we go ahead, complete the mission, start the mission again. This is going to be one of the very rare instances where you're going to see like a normal like cookie cutter type of dupe. So I also need to get an M4 from these guys. I'm going to quickly borrow an M4 from this chap. Thanks. And I'm going to make my way over to Phil. So yeah, the way duping works in this game, there's like two types of dupes. One is like a normal dupe, which is like kind of like this, where it's like, you know, you just dupe the mission, nothing fancy required. But 9 times out of 10, what happens in this game when you try to dupe a mission is you require what's known as a cutscene dupe, which means that if there's a cinematic cutscene or other cutscenes, and you just try to enter the mission, you know, spam the skip cutscene button and try duping the mission that way, it's going to softlock the game, because the game's basically going to try playing a cinematic cutscene, but it's going to give control back to the character, but there is no character because it's a cutscene and you just like kind of softlock. To circumvent that problem, we need to be like skipping cutscenes at very precise and random times that we've found over the years through trial and error. But yeah, so here you can see the first effect of the dupe, which is, you know, 2 of Phil's Waltons here kind of popping out of nowhere. But yeah, there's not much problems with that. There's like 2 things that can happen there. One is like one of the Waltons, the fake one, flips over and explodes, and if that happens, I kind of have to like shove it out of the way. But yeah, there's a bunch of things going on here. Yeah, there's like cars on fire, and there's like 2 of every enemies, right? But it's for the most issue a non-problem. You just have to kill the real set of enemies, so just these 2 guys, and then the game will just proceed. And that's the benefit of having the M4. Why is this car still on fire? Okay. So yeah, because of the effects of the dupe, traffic is like non-existent. As you can see, there's like 1 car on the road. There was a bike there, but I kind of didn't want to risk it because I thought the rumpo, I think it's called, was just gonna like blow up, so I didn't want to risk getting that. But yeah, oh, nice pit maneuver, cop. Holy. Here's hoping no power outages. Yeah, fair enough. I should pay attention to the road and not reach that. But yeah, so if you play this game, what happens basically at the start is Vic gets kicked out of the army. But by duping this mission, we essentially skip the next one. We skip the mission where we get kicked out of the army, but this mission ends in the army base. So what's gonna happen is this mission's gonna pass twice. Vic's gonna put on his like street civilian clothing, but we're still in the army base, so they're gonna think we're hostile, and then they're gonna literally just game end us. And yeah, that's a quick and easy death warp. I'm gonna try making it quick and easy. Sometimes it's a little bit finicky because they just don't wanna like attack me for some reason. Oh, there we go. There we go. That was a whoo, nice and quick death warp. Yeah, and then we can just drive it back to Phil. So we can take a chill for a few seconds. There's no upcoming dupes anymore. Up until like there's like 3 normal missions ish, 3-ish normal missions, and then we're gonna get back into the fun stuff. But for now, it's just like normal NMG gameplay almost. But yeah, one thing I forgot to explain at the beginning. I am playing on the Japanese version of the game, and there is.
Let's go.
Sorry, I got distracted by chat again. Okay, you guys actually are so good at distracting me. Holy, or I just have a low attention span. I'm just throwing the blame on you guys, but yeah, the reason why we're playing on the Japanese version of the game, there's a couple of things. If you know NMG in this game, it's faster in Japanese because we have 3 times the amount of health and armor as the international version has, which is honestly such a blessing because this game is really hard, especially on international. Bullets do a lot of damage. Who would have guessed? But yeah, with the extra health, it does make things quite a bit easier. And for any person in specific, there is one additional dupe that we can do. And doing that additional dupe makes it easier to do something called PACB, PACB, which is a VCS exclusive strategy thingy, kinda. Well, I'll get more into it in like 30-ish minutes. But for now, all you need to know is there's just a strat that we're gonna do, VCS exclusive. And it's just way easier to set it up on the Japanese version of the game. So thank you for destroying that guy. So took a little bit of, took a while, but it's fine. So yeah, I paused the game there to skip the voice line because I need to wait until Phil finishes his voice line. Oh, that's a emulator audio bug. I'm sorry. But yeah, I needed Phil to finish his voice line there. For some reason, if you pause the game while a voice line is playing, the game kind of just skips it, which is nice. There's not many places where you can use that in any percent. It's more of a NMG thing. That's like the only real place you can do it, and the only time you ever do it is if you're kind of late in killing that guy. So, well, I guess I got to show it off. So that's a neat little thing. My boy Domestobot, are we actually having audio issues again? I swear I had this like a year ago too. Blame OBS, not me. So, oh yeah, another thing in the international version of the game, because it's a console game, the like encoding or whatever can get really buggered up, and there's like a lot of assets and stuff that's going to be carried over from dupes. In the international version of the game, we would actually have to do a save and quit right here, but in the Japanese, it's not a problem for some reason. We can just carry on. MU audio bug in Big 2025. Yeah, I'm playing on a legacy version. I'm playing on version 1.13.2 because all my save states are on this version. I'm using the same save states that I used for my any percent run like last year. And because I was just too lazy to carry it over to like newer versions of the emulator. But yeah, anyways, we can manual aim with the shotgun and like just like kind of send a shot in like right between those guys, which kills both of them with one shot. And yeah, so again, there's really nothing to this mission. This guy's Marty, by the way. If you're gonna watch this to understand the story of this game, probably not a good idea. So there's gonna be that's some stuff happening later on. Don't worry about it. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah. Here I just have to destroy a bunch of glass panes and like circumvent my anger because you know I hate like refrigerators and stuff. And then 3 guys are gonna walk in the store.
Okay, I'll pay.
And then this guy just like pays us money. Infinite money glitch. Hell yeah. Okay, now we're gonna go back into the on mission 0 shenanigans. This is gonna be the one and only time where we carry an on mission 0 rampage through a mission, and I'll explain why it's the one and only time. I'm gonna do my best to explain it, but bear with me, guys, okay? So, again, on mission 0, easy. Just stand on top of the mission marker, cancel vigilante, easy collapse. We're good. The reason why this is the only mission where we can carry an on mission 0 rampage through it is because the way the game keeps track of what mission you're doing, it has the same like global variable or whatever it's called. Okay, the code monkeys are gonna jump me after the stream, but basically the way the game keeps track of it, that same variable is like influenced if you go on mission 0. Alright, so let me explain what I mean by that. Right now, the game thinks we're on a Marty mission, which we are. We are on a Marty mission. However, when that rampage timer runs out, that mission that we're on, in quotation marks, is going to get updated by icons that are going to appear on the map. So on the map, right, like if you think about it in in a GTA game, when you load into the map, the game loads in all of the mission markers on the map too, right? So like if you have a bunch of mission givers unlocked, you're gonna see like different alphabets on the map to point you to where they are. Well, in this game, basically one frame corresponds to like one mission giver. So when I go on mission 0, frame 1 is going to be like Phil, and then frame 2 is going to be Marty, and then frame 3 is going to be Louise, for example. So what happens is that the game thinks I'm on a Marty mission, which is what I am on right now. But in 20 seconds, when that rampage timer ends, frame 1, it's going to think that I am on a Phil mission, and then frame 2 is going to think I'm on a Marty mission, and then Marty is the last mission giver in that strand, and it's just going to think forever that I'm on a Marty mission. But I am on a Marty mission, right? And that's a coincidence that only applies here, and we're not going to see that in like other missions. So I explained that very badly, but I'm going to explain it again in simple terms. Basically, there's an order which is set in the game's code for mission givers, right? On the map, you can see Phil and Marty. The sequence is Phil first, then Marty, right? And then when Louise comes up, it's going to be Phil, Marty, Louise. That's the sequence. Whatever is on the tail end of that sequence, the very last thing, that is what the game's going to think that that's what the game's going to pass a mission off when I pass this mission, right? So this mission is a Marty mission. Well, the last in that chain is also Marty, so it's going to pass as a Marty mission. That's a coincidence. That will not apply in like when we do the same thing in like 10 minutes, right? Because if I start a Marty mission, but in the chain, if the ending is a Louise mission, then even though I complete this Marty mission, the game's going to count it as I completed a Louise mission. So basically, this is what we know as current mission strand manipulation, okay? And it's as it says, we're tricking the game into thinking that we're completing other missions by completing this mission, which is helpful because some missions in this game are very long, and it makes more sense to do this mission twice than to, okay, I'm just gonna run. So yeah, it makes more sense to do like this mission twice because it's kind of short, and it's not short, but you'll see what I mean coming up. So all I have to do is start the next Marty mission before the timer runs out, and I have ample time to do that. So I'm gonna get a Sanchez, I'm gonna park it here, I'm gonna start this mission. Alright, waking up the neighbors. There's another strat here. I'm gonna come back to the on mission 0 things first, but there's a lot of things to unpack in this a little bit. There's a strat that I'm gonna do here. Basically, in this game, when you fall out of bounds, it flips all vehicles on both axes. And what I mean by that is it flips vehicles one is going to be upside down and 2 is going to be facing the other way. So if it's facing north, it's going to start facing south, and it's going to be upside down, which means in this game it's going to blow up. Now if you look at the map, there's like 3 red squares. I need to destroy those 3 vehicles that the game's kind of telling me to target. But if I just run into this spot at a semi-precise angle, I can just like, okay, there we go. Okay, I can fall out of bounds. Now those 3 vehicles that I have to destroy, the game's gonna place me back. You can see how my bike is upside down and it's facing the other way. Well, the same thing happens to the vans on the map, and it just kind of, they just, you know, explode, and I just pass the mission, which is like neat. But if you notice, I didn't actually pass the mission. So I'm starting the same mission again, even though I passed it. And that's because of what I explained before. Because the way the game tracks missions is kind of weird. When I completed the last instance of waking up the neighbors, the game thought that I completed a Louise mission. So the previous mission pass actually completed the first Louise mission, which is the race one. I forget what it's called. I haven't played I haven't played NMG in like so long. But we essentially skipped that mission. But then when we did it this time, we didn't actually go on mission 0 during the entire remainder of that mission. So this one actually passed normally, quote unquote normally, as a Marty mission. But anytime we go on mission 0 while a mission script is running, the game kind of gets confused as to what mission we're doing. I'm gonna do another thing here. Just give me a while, but we're gonna troop a mission. So it's a triple duplication or a tri-U or something, right? I don't know what the technical term you would use is. A trifectal dupe, I don't know. But we had a on mission 0 rampage there. I started Vigilante, so I then had an on mission 0 Vigilante, and then I started Vigilante again, so I had 2 on mission. I had 1 on mission 0 Vigilante, and I had a normal Vigilante, and then I stood over the Rampage icon, and I got an on mission 0 Rampage, but I also had an on mission 0 Vigilante, so I could cancel it, and now I have both, and now I'm going to enter this marker into a very precise time, because if I enter the marker while the Vigilante timer is still running, it's going to crash the game. But I didn't crash the game because I waited at the correct time. And now we duped this mission, but we still have an on mission 0 rampage, and we're just gonna wait out the 1 minute, and we're gonna start the mission for the 3rd time. Bam! How was that explanation? 10 out of 10? Alright, thank you. I know. Okay, I know nobody understood what I did there. PLDR. We are trooping. We are triple duping. We are so bad. Okay. So yeah, this mission is duped, and you can tell by the way Marty's cutscene model is still here. So if you've ever played NMG, you know there's a mission where we actually kill Marty. Well, we don't do that mission in any percent, but oh wow, he got out of my chokehold. Hang on, let me just snap his neck. There we go. We restored the timeline, and everything should be correct now. All right. So this is the 3rd instance of Obwat that we have running in the background, which is very nice, very nice. And we're gonna complete this mission 3 times. What's gonna happen on the end of this mission? 1 instance is gonna pass normally, so it's gonna count as a Marty mission. But then remember, the other 2 missions are gonna pass. The other 2 oh my god, I can't speak. The other 2 mission instances are going to pass on mission 0. The game's gonna get confused and it's gonna look at whatever's at the end of the mission order, which in this case is Louise for both. So it's gonna pass as a Marty mission, which is normal, and then the other two are gonna pass as 2 Louise missions. So we're gonna skip taking out the white trash and divorce, and then we're gonna do a little bit of sequence breaking afterwards. But yeah, for now, things are gonna get weird here because there's like multiple instances running at the same time. It looks normal, but then trust me, it's not. So you can see there, they were like on top of each other. And then you have way more spawns here than usual. I actually went pretty good. The PSP is gonna explode. Yeah, I'm lagging. I don't even know why I'm lagging. My computer is literally lagging trying to run this.
Nice to meet you.
But yeah, so we kind of did this ending phase of the mission 3 times. First one passed normally, second and third, which is this one, completed as 2 Louise missions. So we have infinite money glitch again because we got $700 3 times. So GG easy. Now when the game put the Louise marker on the map, it put the Louise marker for the mission taking out the white trash. But we completed 2 missions in the time frame of getting to this mission. So when we start this mission, it just starts to Victor the Spoils, which is the last mission in this chapter. So we're doing things, we're completely in a sequence break right now. We're doing everything off sequence. And we're not supposed to be doing this mission now because it makes no sense. Because this mission takes place after Marty is dead. But then immediately after, we're going to go back and complete the rest of the Marty missions. So we're doing the missions assuming he's dead. And then we're going to go back and work for him, which is quite amazing.
I'm the man.
Alright, I'm gonna, yeah, I did the dialogue thing again, where if you pause the game, it skips the dialogue, so I don't have to, like, hear Vic say, like, me boss, you not, follow me, or, like, whatever, and then he can just recruit the guys, but when we don't actually have to take them with us, we can just recruit them and abandon them, and that's, like, the game's like, yeah, you're good. So yeah, before, while I had some like time, I was just like goofing around. I actually parked a Sanchez here that I can use now to go to the other spot. There is a way where you can quadruple dupe, like you can like do the last mission that we did 3 times, but there is a way that you can do it 4 times, but it requires an RNG cop spawn, and nobody has ever attempted it in runs, I'm pretty sure. But if we had done the 4 times thing, we could have skipped this mission. But then this mission isn't even too long, to be honest. It's only like 1 minute 40 seconds. So it's kind of up in the air whether or not that actually saves time. But yeah, we don't have to worry about RNG at least. So it's much better. Most stable GTA game. Exactly. Okay. So I'm gonna run back to the police station. So we still have missions left over, even though we did the last mission in the chapter. And that's just because how the game keeps track of things. It doesn't keep track of if you've completed individual missions to unlock next ones. It keeps, or like in a case of a chapter, sorry, there's like a difference. In the case of a chapter, which this game is broken out into 3 chapters or 3 acts, to be more specific. To load the next act, you have to complete all missions in the previous act. So even though technically the final mission, we still have to do the remaining. So we have to go back to Marty before he was dead, time traveling back in time, and we can do a standard dupe here as well, like a cookie cutter one. No fancy stuff. Just complete the rampage and start the second instance. Pretty simple.
It's metal. It hurts. It's pointing at you.
But yeah, this one is like a bit harder to complete. Yeah, sometimes you just get a lot of enemy spawns, and then other times you get like 0 enemy spawns. It seems like I got the thing where I have a lot of enemies, but then once cops show up, like all the enemies kind of like disperse because they get scared of the cops, I guess. But turned out pretty good. Yeah, well, this is actually pretty good. That's probably the fastest I've done that rampage there. Huh. Yeah, I'm like 40 seconds ahead right now. PB question mark? Potentially. Anyways, where was I? Yeah, we duped that mission. No fancy stuff going on. This mission is still hard though, and I just made it a hell of a lot more harder. I just made it even more harder. Pause. Because what in this mission, you have like a timer, and you have to pick up like 3 women and like rescue them. But because we duped the mission, the timer ticks down twice as fast as well. So I have to do the same series of events, but I have half the time to actually complete them in. And it's just kind of weird because I have to deal with like duped enemy spawns and a bunch of other random stuff that can happen. So I'm gonna lock in for a second, but I'm gonna use this car and I'm gonna go pick up this girl first. You'll see runners do like different stuff for this mission. I kind of just tend to do like it like the normal way, like NMG. Because like it just works out like that. I'm just used to doing it. I know it might not be the fastest way of doing it, but it's the most consistent in my opinion. Okay, so this girl can sometimes be stuck under the car, and I'm glad that she is not stuck under the car, because if she was, then I had to like move it out of the way. Now they do end up popping my tires, and I'm gonna rant about tire popping in this game in like 10 seconds. But okay. But yeah, there's a bunch of explosions here. They popped another tire, amazing, but it's fine. Okay, more explosions, more dupe cars. Get out of my way, please. All right. But we didn't fail the mission, so I'm happy. Okay. Where was I? Yeah, I was supposed to rant about tire popping in this game. So if you don't know, the way tire pops work in this game, it doesn't actually check whether or not a projectile or a bullet actually hit a tire. The way tire pops in this game is that if any bullet hits your car, like even if it hits the front windshield, the game's gonna roll a dice, and if it doesn't land in your favor, then your tire's getting popped, or one of your tires is going to get popped. It's literally RNG. Like, it doesn't have to hit the tire model at all. It can hit wherever, and a dice roll determines your fate, whether or not your tire gets popped. And I think the same thing for LCS. Do I have a Twitch channel of my own? Yeah, I do, but then I changed my username a couple of times for no reason. I'll send a chat message just in like 5 minutes. But yeah. So here we're gonna do the same thing. So we're almost done with chapter 1. We have only 2 more missions, technically, to complete, but we're gonna do a dupe. So we only have 1 more thing that we have to do. But then we're gonna do another thing after this. So I like to do this rampage here, just to get it out of the way with. Then like, once I'm low on ammo, I'm just gonna head back to Phil's place, and then we can dupe the mission. This is where we do a cutscene dupe. So remember how I was talking about like normal cookie cutter dupes, where you just kind of enter the marker twice, right? We can't do that here. If we do that here, the game will crash. And the way we're gonna get around that problem is by skipping the cutscene at very specific points and doing some very specific stuff. So the first instance doesn't matter, you can just do whatever. But it's when I enter for the second time that's going to matter. So let's complete this rampage. There we go. So what I have to do here is I have to spam the mission. I have to skip the cutscene instantly here. I have to keep spamming for 2 flashes. Stop spamming. I gotta wait for this cutscene to play out. Skip this cutscene. This cutscene is gonna play. I gotta wait for it to play out. Skip that. And then... Uh-oh. Okay, so that was some Okay, let's see if I can recover this. Uh-oh. Okay, this is bad. Okay, it caught on fire. Okay, yeah, things didn't go to plan. Oops. Well, this is marathon luck, I guess. So, what was supposed to happen there is I was supposed to get in the vehicle, but sometimes it can be a little bit funky because it just doesn't want me to get in the vehicle. And unfortunately, the real van sort of... Can I borrow your vehicle? Thank you. The real perennial flipped over. You can try flipping it with a grenade, but then it just kind of didn't work, unfortunately. This dupe is still terrible? Yeah, it's still terrible. So unfortunate, but yeah, we can try again. But I have to save the game and reload the game, because if I don't, then there's like too much stuff going on in the vehicle's memory, and things are gonna get like overloaded and it's gonna crash later on. So let's
Time
start
for
it.
a quick dono while you set up again.
Yeah, sure.
We have $5 dues from Intrin Slick, and they say, thanks, Ben, for putting on a great event for charity. Going the extra distance as always. And to the runner, good luck on the run. Thank you, Slick. That's very kind. That puts us over $450, 451 to be exact. So just 49 more to go to the big 500, and we can do that by the end of the run. Easy. Big 500, as they say.
Big 500. All right. Yeah, we're just gonna do the same thing. Hopefully this time I get more lucky and I don't have to, you know, do it a third time. This does waste a lot of time, but it's whatever. Okay, same thing. I'm gonna get on the cop bike, do the rampage, and then go back to Phil's place. Oh. Nice. I haven't done that in a while. I'm falling off because I crashed into that wall. It's been a while. That's like a classic. Well, I am playing on the emulator, so the graphics do get a boost because I don't have to play on like 480p minus like 4 pixels. Because if you don't know, the PSP's resolution is like off by 4 pixels. It's not even an accurate 480p. It's like, bro, I don't even know what it is. But it's just something weird. I just know that. I just know it's weird.
Be very careful now.
But yeah, because of emulation, we have upscaling, so it does look better because of that. If you're playing on original hardware, I do have original hardware. Well, in quotations, original hardware. Don't tell Redloff I said it's original hardware, but yeah. But it looks a lot worse. So I'm just gonna use emulator for this event. But yeah, let's try that again. Cutscene dupe. Try it again. Hopefully it's not as bad.
No more complaining for you.
I guess I can start explaining Pakba, but let me just first do this quickly. Okay, there we have 3 cars this time. Amazing, amazing. I love it when I have 3 cars. We didn't even like we didn't troop the mission. It's still a dupe, so I have no idea why there's 3 cars, but okay, this time it was a little bit more in our favor because this car just spawned on its side instead of upside down, so I can just hit it out of the way. Phil is gonna try getting in our car, but we don't actually need him. We can just abandon him.
Are we being followed?
His voice will still play even though he's not even in the car physically. It's just us,
Chill out, man. There ain't no one
which is kind of
following
funny.
us.
But yeah, nice lag spike. Okay, I'm gonna talk about Pakba because that's gonna be very important after this mission. So Pakba, or partial act change bypass. is a VCS exclusive trick. So remember how I said the game is divided into 3 acts or 3 chapters, if you want to call it? Well, there's a transition phase that the game goes through when you complete one act. Essentially what happens is the game, one, notifies that all acts have been completed. Oh wow, this guy is just moving. This is rare. Okay, sorry. I got startled a little bit. This is a rare like occurrence that can happen, where this guy's just like on his feet. But yeah, going back to Pakwa, it's a VCS exclusive trick. There's a transition phase where the game resets all of the mission giver strands, and it you know, transforms them into whoever's giving missions in the next act. We can bypass some of that transition phase and do some funky stuff, but we gotta do it at a precise timing. So approximately like 0.5, 0.7 seconds after the game triggers the whole transition Pakpa phase, we gotta save the game. And when we save the game, we gotta save the game in a precise window where the game A recognizes that a new act has been started, but B does not properly reset all the strands for said new act. So it's going to be that precise window right in between the changing of the 2 acts. And if we interrupt that process, some fun things are going to happen, and you're going to see in like 10 seconds. But yeah, for now, we just have to escort Phil back. If I look behind, then no enemies or nothing is going to happen. Nothing bad's going to happen to him. I'm going to switch back to control setup 1, which is the worst control setup to play on, but I've played on it for like 15 years. So yeah. So I'm going to wait, skip the cutscene again, fall out of bounds, come back in bounds, mission completed. I'm gonna store the Sanchez in Vic's garage. This pager is gonna play, and 0.5 seconds after this pager ends, I need to save the game. And if I don't, then it's run GG, and it's over. Okay. I kind of brushed up against the wall there, but it should be okay. It should be fine. Copium. If I did it correctly, on the map, there's going to be an FU aeroplane. I have to load the correct save because emulator issues. And there we go, FU aeroplane. Okay, so we did Pakba correctly. So again, what we're doing here is we're allowing enough time within that window where the game has recognized that there's a new act, but it hasn't properly resetted all of the mission strands. So funky things are happening right now. It thinks it gives me access to all missions givers, even though I shouldn't have access to it. So in a normal playthrough right now, you would know that I should only be able to see one Lance mission, which is this aeroplane icon, and that's it. But I have access to Umberto and Forbes, even though I haven't unlocked them, technically speaking. And another thing is strands that are on both, so mission givers or strands that are on both acts, like Louise for example, are skipped completely. So Louise has 2 missions in Act 2, but because we completed her strand in Act 1 and the game failed to, you know, reset her strand is still marked as complete even in Act 2. So the game just thinks we completed all Louise missions, which is nice, and it's gonna be even more beneficial in Act 3 because we can do the same thing for Lance.
I'm just too pretty to die.
So yeah, basically what this enables us to do is that now we don't actually have to do the missions in the set order given by the game, or even like unlock the missions in the order demanded by the game. We can kind of just do any mission from any mission giver, right? Which opens up a lot of possibilities, and we're gonna exploit that in a second. But yeah, the main thing of Pakba is just unlocking all mission strands before you're intended. But again, it is a precise trick. At least the first one is a precise trick.
Shit! They're everywhere!
So yeah, this mission is just as normal. It's just an auto scroller, and you just like shoot a bunch of enemies. Vic has been hitting, you know, aim labs recently, so this is a non-issue for him. All the cholos just get obliterated. Oh, never mind. Maybe he needs to go back to aim labs because he missed a guy. There's a balloon we can get here, and I want to get it. There you go. That's a good luck balloon.
Let's, you prick!
This game is effed up. It is. But if you think that's effed up, you're gonna love what's gonna happen in 10 minutes, so stick around. So I'm gonna chuck a nade here to kill these guys, and then I'm just gonna blast these two guys, and there we go. Alright. So, as I was alluding to earlier, that's not even the most messed up part of this run. Because... remember how I said earlier that we can manipulate mission strands? Okay, bear with me now. Stay with me now. Stay with me now. Remember how I said we can manipulate mission strands into, you know, tricking the game into thinking we're doing one mission, but we're actually doing another? Well, what if the mission we are doing is a very, very short mission? And what if we just do the same mission, I don't know, 7 times in a row? But each time we do the mission, we're tricking the game into thinking we're doing another mission. Well, if that's what you guessed, which is a very wild guess, by the way, but if that's what you guessed, well, you're completely right. So this mission is going to be the last normal mission before we start doing some funky stuff. I hope you like Lance and Forbes, because you're gonna hear a bunch of their... I'm just here for golf, yeah. I hope you like Lance and Forbes and getting caught as an act, because we're gonna be listening to that cutscene a lot. But yeah, the audition is a pretty simple mission. You don't actually have to do much. It's the same thing in NMG. It's actually the exact same in NMG. Lance in this game is very, very... what's the word to put it? Similar to VC. He's just a goofball, and he can kill runs for no reason. But then in this mission, for some reason, he just locks in. Like, this is locked in Lance. Like, if like, you can see it, but if a cop passes by, this guy blasts the cop and like takes out all their tires. Like, it's over. But in other missions, he runs into a wall, gets stuck and dies. Right? Like, he literally runs into a wall. Like, in the previous mission especially, he can run into a wall, fall out of bounds, and just die. But in this mission, he's like omega locked in, and he can just he can just evaporate anything, any cop in his sight. We're gonna pick up Molotovs there, and that's gonna come in handy later on. I think it saves time, unless I'm like just like doing some like weird muscle memory shenanigans. But yeah, we have to steal a car that may or may not have some drugs, and by drugs I mean paracetamol. So there may or may not be some paracetamol hidden away in this car, and we have to give it to this one guy. Unfortunately, that one guy kind of betrays us, and in any percent he betrays us 7 times, so he's a really bad guy. The chat messages are funny as hell, can't lie. Alright, we're gonna do fun stuff now. Get ready for a partisan act, because, yeah, we're gonna be here a while. So, we're gonna do partisan act 7 times, but not all 7 times are gonna be the same. Well, it's gonna look the same from a viewer's end, but for me it's gonna be different, and I'm gonna try my best to explain it. So, there is a lance mission on the map right now. That lance mission ideally should only be unlocked after you do the F mission, the Forbes mission on the map. So you're supposed to do a Forbes mission, but then he betrays you, and then you do the lance mission where like you kind of like kidnap him because he betrayed you. Yeah, this game kind of gets dark, but we're gonna we don't actually need to do the Forbes mission to unlock the lance mission for reasons I stated earlier. We can just go and skip sequence break directly into the lance mission. And we can, ironically, use that same lance mission to skip the Forbes mission. But the timing window for this is like 13 frames or something. So essentially what I have to do here is I have a rampage timer on the right side of the screen. It's counting down 1 minute, 13 seconds, 12 seconds. I need to complete this mission before that rampage timer runs out. I'm gonna wait at the end of the mission in the very final cutscene, and I'm gonna skip the cutscene in a small window of time, around half a second, I would say. And if I do everything correctly, then basically I skip a Forbes mission. So yeah, we can go straight into this. Skip the cutscene. We're not gonna watch the cutscene for this instance. But essentially, I have to complete this mission in 30 seconds. So I'm gonna lock in for a second. Lance needs to get in the car. That's fine. Traffic, I need you to not right now, please. We have to catch this guy and drag him out of his car. We can do it at a bunch of different spots. This spot is one of them. Okay. So we're gonna like get him out of the car, and what that's gonna do is gonna start this like really long cutscene at the end, and I'm gonna skip this mission at a very precise timing. Okay, that looked good. Basically, by doing that, we should have completed a Forbes mission. So even though we completed this mission, because we did it at a very specific frame window, there should be a marker right outside if I did it correctly. There we go. Okay, so we did it correctly. So the game, so even though we did a lance mission, the game is tricked into thinking that we did a Forbes mission. And we complete the first Forbes mission, which is very nice. We skip Money for Nothing, if you're wondering, which is a very long pseudo auto-scroller that takes like 4 minutes. So we just completely skip that entirely. And we can now go back to doing the fun stuff, which is the same mission over and over again. Oh, okay. Let's start the explanation back again. Okay, class has begun. Pay attention again. So remember in Act 1 when I was talking about a certain order that is programmed into the game, and that order dictates what mission the game thinks we're on? The same thing happened in the last thing that we did. When I skipped that cutscene at that very specific timing window, or it's not very specific, I don't know why I call it. Like I'm kind of gassing myself up. It's not that specific. It's not that tight. But when I skip it in that frame window, what's happening is the last loaded mission is the Forbes mission. So when I skip the cutscene, it skips a Forbes mission. The game is tricked into thinking the mission I did, even though it was a lance mission, it counted as a Forbes mission, which is why the Forbes marker moved on the map. We're gonna do the same thing, but from Act 2 and Act 3, because of activating gang wars or something, the way the game keeps track of it, basically it goes, now here's the order, right? The order is gonna go Lance, Umberto, Forbes. So on the map, bottom left, it's gonna go Lance, Umberto, Forbes. It's gonna wait for around like 0.3 seconds, and it's gonna go back to Umberto. And that full cycle of going back to Umberto is gonna continue for a while. It's gonna continue even in Act 3. So basically what's gonna happen is for the next 4 instances, I'm gonna do the same mission. I'm sorry, but I have to. It is literally faster. I wanna explain why. But we're gonna do the same 4 thing over, and we're gonna do the same thing 4 times over and over again. And each time they're going to do it. So you see how the timer stopped in the middle of the mission, right? And if you looked at the map, if you played very close attention, all the mission markers popped up. You can rewind the VOD. Okay, you can rewind the VOD and look at it again. But basically, all mission markers appeared on the map,
Hey, we
and
gotta
then
stop meeting like
after
this.
like half a second, you would see a safe house icon. That safe house icon you can kind of consider as like a proxy, but think of the safe house icon as like a second Umberto. So you see on the map, we have 3 letters, the 3 mission givers, and then a safe house icon. So the order goes Lance, Umberto, Forbes, and then it's gonna wait around half a second, and it's gonna go back, and then the safe house appears, and then it's gonna set it back to Umberto. So from this point on, every time we go on mission 0, on a mission, the game's gonna think we completed an Umberto mission. Now this is good for 2 reasons. One, here we can exploit it because we have 4 Umberto missions that are very, very long. We have 4 Umberto missions that are very, very long, and instead, which like the Umberto missions take around like 2-3 minutes each. But instead of, we can just do this trick and trick the game into thinking we're doing the Umberto missions. So the game thinks we did an Umberto mission even though we didn't. Let's watch this cutscene while I'm explaining this. But we're gonna keep doing that,
What?
tricking the game into
What's
thinking
poppin'?
we're doing Umberto even though we're
What are you
not.
talking about? Isn't that what you guys say?
And we're gonna skip all Umberto missions.
That must
Yay!
be Lance.
Umberto enjoyers are fuming in chat. Please enter the mission marker sooner. I want to hear the dialogue. Okay, I got you.
Get him, Vic. We gotta find out what he knows.
Yeah, we're gonna keep doing the same thing. So again, pay attention to the map. You see the missions, and then you see the safe house icon. It appears a little bit after. That safe house icon is basically an Umberto. So now the game thinks we're on an Umberto mission. I'm gonna pick up the rampage once again. The game still thinks that we're on an Umberto mission. So when I complete this mission now, it's gonna pass as a Umberto mission, right? Try saying Umberto mission 5 times as fast as I did in the same sentence. I don't know what I said. I'm just yapping. I'm on 3 hours of sleep. I'm sorry. But yeah, that counts as an Umberto mission as well. And I think we get a pager. Do we get a pager? I think. Oh, never mind. We don't get a pager. But yeah, we're gonna do this 2 more times. There's really not much explanation as to what we have to do. It's kind of boring, but unfortunately, it is the fastest strat in the game. Like, it is for this section at least. We could do a cool strat that we do on Hundo on Poppy Don't Screech, which is the 3rd Umberto mission. We can basically do a warp, kind of like a video editor warp in, or like a, not a video editor warp, in like GTA 5. You can kind of use director mode to like warp around the map. We can kind of do the same thing, not exactly, but we can warp to like a specific point and complete the mission sooner that way. But I tried timing it. It's just not. It just doesn't save that much time, unfortunately.
I was just giving you shit, you know.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, basically it's just a big auto scroller. You can't lose time here, because everything is just dependent on the 2-minute rampage timer and the rampage spawning in again.
Get him, Vic.
So you're not really losing or saving time here. Everything here is just kind of fixed,
Freaking boo.
which is good and bad in the same way. All right, so this is number 3, if I have been counting right. So we're almost halfway there. Okay, we're almost done. We're almost done. We're doing the Umberto bits. This mission. Okay, so maybe I should explain this mission. This mission is actually one of the missions that become harder in the Japanese version of the game, because Japanese and PS2 have a exclusive bug that happens in this mission. So if you see there, when you do this mission, you're supposed to cash Forbes, But if you ram his vehicle, Forbes' trunk kind of pops open, and then the game's like, that's our money. Like Lance says, like, oh, that's our money. And like he kind of betrayed you and like he's taking all the cash for himself. What the game does after that is that it's supposed to, sorry, what the game is supposed to do is pedestrians are supposed to run up and like say like money, 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 and like try to pick up the money that's falling out of the back of his trunk onto the street. Unfortunately, on Japanese and the PS2 release, only on the Japanese and the PS2 release of this game, there's a bug where in that pedestrian pool, the game can also select Lance and Vic as pedestrians to get out of their vehicle and go and collect the cash. And if that happens, the game throws me out of the vehicle. Like Vic just dives out of the vehicle, even if I'm going like 200 miles per hour. So when I try to catch Forbes in this whole like sequence, since I have to do this mission 7 times, when I catch Forbes, I'm very particular in not trying to ram him off the road and pop open his trunk. Instead, I like try to like delicately like maneuver him into specific spots on this map, spots on the map that I know is gonna mess up his pathfinding, because you know, it's PSP game, how good can the pathfinding really be? The spot that I have been using, the one like near the ammunition, is one of those spots where his pathfinding kind of gets bugged out and he just like drives into the wall. So I could like try to, you know, pit maneuver him here and like try to ram him against the side, but there's no real benefit. It's just an auto scroller, so I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna slowly drive him into this wall, and then he kind of just gets stuck, like, and he can't get out of it. Okay, and that is all Umberto missions done. So if we look at the map now, there's no more Umberto, no more you on the map. But that means that I have to do another trick, and I do not mean to get into this vehicle. Hello? Please get out. Get on the Sanchez. Thank you, Vic. Okay, now we're gonna go back, kind of. I'm gonna do the same mission, Partisan Act, but this time the outcome is gonna be a little bit different. This time it is kind of frame perfect, kind of. It's not actually frame perfect, but there are frames that if I hit, it crashes the game. And my tendency for the game to crash here, only for me, is like exorbitantly high for some reason. Like no other runner like has like problems with this thing except for me apparently. But there's not many runners of this game, so that might not be an accurate sample size. But basically I have to complete this mission, and in the ending cutscene, so if you've been noticing, every time I end this mission I kind of jump out of the marker. When I'm gonna do it here, what it's gonna do is that it's actually gonna start that mission that I've been trying to avoid. So in the ending cutscene, the game's gonna like start the mission that I've been trying to avoid, and I have to skip the camera in a very specific place so I don't crash the game. So let's hope I don't crash the game here. Okay, it looks good. We didn't crash the game. Amazing. So in that ending sequence, we started Leap and Bound, which is the second or third Forbes mission. I'm not paying attention, but yeah. Basically, what we did there is we skipped Leap and Bound. I'm not going to even try to explain that. I'm sorry. But we tricked the game to thinking by virtue of some frame stuff shenanigans. On like the very last frame of doing Partisan Act, we tricked the game into thinking we're doing the bum deal. And that was a gold split. Nice. So we skipped Leap and Bound by using Partisan Act. And what happens after that is it kind of dupes this mission, which is why I had to off myself, because I actually don't want to dupe this mission because it doesn't pass all that correctly. So yeah, there's another strat we can do here, Molotov strat. So I'm gonna throw a Molotov indoors. Don't try this at home, and it's just gonna completely obliterate all of these guys. except two that lived, but it's fine.
Shove it up your ass.
Lance is kind of invincible in this mission for some reason. And oh, another thing about this mission. Okay, it's on fire. Lance, run away. Okay, where is my? You know what? Let's just borrow the cop. Of course. Of course they pop a tire. Okay. I don't know what's happening in this mission right now, but I'm trying to think about what I have to do after this mission.
What the hell? That's for?
Yeah, so Forbes escaped because we kidnapped him, if you remember. But he escaped, unfortunately.
Oh man, I didn't mean for us to kill him. It's a little late now, Lance.
And I guess we didn't mean to kill him, but we did. I don't know. The game's kind of weird sometimes in what it wants, what it tries to do. I think the developers intended to have more Forbes missions, but it got cut out. So I think that's why this mission is kind of weird. My car is about to explode. It's on 1 HP. Hopefully I don't take any damage.
I know there was.
Don't try this at home. Everything else is okay though. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm gonna get out of the vehicle so I start the pager faster. And this will be the final time that you're gonna see Caught as an Act, I promise. This is gonna be the final time I'm gonna do Caught as an Act in this run. And we're gonna do it legit this time. The only thing is we're gonna carry a rampage through the mission, but we're not gonna at any point go on mission 0 during the mission. So we're gonna on mission 0 rampage, and we're just gonna do this mission. Say bye, guys. Bye, bye, Caught as an Act. Bye, Victor V. What's popping, partner? I'm supposed to split. Who cares? But yeah, here's where the path deviates from the international version of this any percent route. In international, you would do a bunch of funny stuff right here because we want to set up Akba. So we're at the end of the act basically
I got a place we can take
for
him.
Act 2 to Act 3. This act is like quite shorter, and we also do like, you know, the weird stuff. So it becomes even more shorter once we do that, once we account for that. But yeah, where was I? We still need to do Pakba at the end of this act, going into the next act. So Act 2 to Act 3 also requires a Pakba. The setup on international version is quite AIDS. I can't lie. It's actually AIDS. But thankfully we have the Japanese version, which gives us one extra dupe, which is Snitch Hitch dupe. And Snitch Hitch dupe, just so coincidentally, also makes Pakba 1,000,000 times easier. So not only is this faster, but it's also easier. Only on the Japanese version of the game, and PS2. But yeah, this is going to be another cutscene dupe, so I can't just dupe the mission normally. The way you dupe this mission, and every mission is different, but the way you dupe this mission is basically you skip the first cutscene, you enter the mission around 20 seconds, so right about now. I need to skip this cutscene around 0.5 seconds after the cutscene, after the rampage timer ends. Then cutscene is gonna play again. I just kind of need to play it out, and then I'm gonna wait for Lance to say no blue, and then I'm gonna skip it, and then funny things are gonna happen. Did you catch all of that? All right, I hope you caught all of that. So I'm gonna skip it here. I'm gonna wait. The second cutscene plays. What friend at the airport? No blue. We skipped this cutscene, and now we're in a weird state. So this cutscene is kind of playing. You can see the duplicate Vic and Lance, the duplicate Vic and Lance running to the car, but the cutscene didn't actually play for the second time. And the third cutscene in this mission is going to be a little bit weird too. But all I have to do now is not crash this car, because the game still thinks I'm on the previous cutscene, and at the end of the previous cutscene, the game warps me into this cheetah, The problem is that if I destroy this cheetah, then the game has nothing to warp me into, and it just fails the mission. So I just have to not destroy it, which is quite easy unless I flip the car somehow. Let's hope I don't do that. I don't flip the car. But yeah, when we get to the airport, we're supposed to play like an airport cutscene. But instead, the game plays like the second half of the second cutscene. So you can see here, but it's just gonna be weird.
You gotta speculate.
So yeah, it still thinks that we're doing the cutscene back at Lance's hotel. So it like warps us back. And then it puts us in the car even though we're at the airport. So I'm gonna get back all my weapons. Lance, get in the car. And Lance is like still in his like cutscene walking thing. So he like walks to the car. Bro is aura farming me right now. But yeah, we can continue with this mission. The only other difference in this mission is that there might, so this is a dice roll, but there may be additional spawns here for these guys. It doesn't look like it is though. So oh no, yeah, you can see the additional duplicate spawns. So I don't actually, oh, I'm taking a lot of damage. Oh, okay, hang on. And Lance, you stupid idiot. Okay, wow. Okay, nice auto aim. So Lance decided to be a hero and take the shot for the guy that I'm trying to shoot, which is epic, just completely amazing. What a chap. Amazing, Lance. Actually, I can just save the game here. Amazing. He just walked into my line of fire, man. How is that fair? Okay, amazing. I love Lance. Was it partly my fault? Yes. Am I gonna blame it on Lance anyways? Yes. Okay, we're gonna save for the third time and I have to reset the emulation. And we're gonna come back. And we're gonna do everything again. Yay! And of course, the emulator, because it's a previous version, auto loads me into the wrong save file. Because, you know, of course it does. I'm pretty sure I can still do it, right? Yeah, I can still do it. Yeah, there's not much. I'm just gonna do it again. We're just gonna, like, eat the time loss, I guess. Unfortunate. I was also taking a lot of damage from those guys. Partly because it was the duped spawns, like I was talking about, which was unlucky. But I guess it didn't matter anyways, because, you know, Lance tried to be a hero. Do I even have enough time? I hope I have enough time to get to Lance. I kind of just muscle memoried starting that rampage, because it was the nearest one to me. I should be enough. There should be enough time to get to Lance. I have a minute to drive to Lance. Get down, Mr. President. Oh, Lance. Well, yeah, that's about it. Luckily, the Act 2 Pakva setup is not as hard as the first one. I don't actually have to like time it with the pager. Oh, there is actually a new strat. There's like one new strat that saves like 30-ish seconds. And that's the only new strat that has been found, I think. Because no one runs this game. Yeah. Anti-lower dash getting extra rest before his run now. A lower dash? I mean anti-underscore? Come on now, lock in.
Pink. No blue. No white. White, I'll take all three. Hey, I'll call you back. What's your problem, man? Huh?
Yeah, we can just
My
watch the
problem?
cutscene.
My problem is you're gonna have us both killed because you're a moron. I told you not to get us in so deep.
Shut up and grow some balls.
What, tough guy?
What friend at the airport? Pink. No blue. No white.
Alright, time to do all of that all over again.
This dude's plane could be leaving anytime. So
Let's pop big time. Alright. Ammo shouldn't be a problem. I think. Ammo shouldn't be a problem. It should be fine. And the estimate shouldn't be a problem either. Ideally. Unfortunately, I don't have splits for this part of the run because everything's supposed to be on like a timer, so you can't really time this part of the run. So you're gonna have to wait like 20 minutes, but I should still be on estimate for the next run at the very least, which I think is Auntie's run. Any GTA 3 enjoyers? I'm gonna take armor this time. No, I'm fine. I don't even know where I would get armor from, to be honest. There's no real like good spots on the way. I also just had half health the last time I did this mission, and this time I have full health. So yeah, we should be fine. I have double the health that I had last time. So I'm just gonna YOLO it. Bro will fail SLS 2X. Okay. Wow. Knowing the marathon luck, I'm probably gonna get the very rare game crash right at the very end. Okay, we have huge guys again, which is a pain. You know what? Maybe I do need ammo. Yeah, I do need ammo. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shotgun these guys, and then I'm gonna collect their ammo. Why did it give me the Uzi? Okay, whatever, man. It replaced my weapon, which is kind of AIDS, because this is really... The Uzi is not a good weapon. Oh, but it's okay. Thanks for helping Lance. He helped so much in that gunfight. Like, you wouldn't believe it. Okay, so I can pick some more ammo here. No, shoot the guy that's shooting at you, Vic. Okay. So I'm gonna wait here for a little bit for Vic to do his little stumble. And then we're gonna skip the cutscene, and then that prevents like a... not a soft lock, but like a... yeah, kind of like a soft lock. Not a soft lock. It prevents us from getting stuck. Alright, and this is a new strat, so... It's actually nothing. The old strat would be to start paramedic right now, and to drive to the safe house, which is on the which is all the way like south. But I found that you can just go to this thing, and instead of starting paramedic, you can just go and start extortion up here. No, that's the wrong thing. That's not extortion. This is extortion. And then I can just come here and... okay. I might have messed that up actually. I can't lie. Okay, let's see. Did we do Pakba? We did not do Pakba. Oh no. Okay, so I was a little bit too late in was a little too late in saving the game. So I did not save it within the 0.5 second window. Or like whatever the window is, 0.5 seconds after the act starts. unfortunately. I'm gonna get a safety save. So, oh no, invalid run, as if everything was going correctly anyways. Just pretend that I did it correctly, okay, guys? Okay, hang on, let me get a save file. Should be that one. Yeah, so this is what I meant by like the game kind of just being dumb. This run. That is not the correct save file. Hello? Hello? It was a billboard? Really? Oh wow. Okay, so it was a billboard that messed it up. Okay. Hello, save file, please. Guys. Where is the save file, boy? Where is the save file? Hello? Save file? Oh, this is going incredible. Where is my save file? Oh, there it is. Wait. Okay, it's this one. Okay, I'm stupid. I'm sorry. It's in save slot 1. Okay. Oh, he did it. He did Pakba. Okay. So Pakba for Act 3. And you can see that here as well. Ideally, in a normal game scenario, you would have just Lance, but then I have Mendez, I have Rennie, and I have Gonzalez unlocked. And all pagers that are supposed to be in Act 3 are just gonna play all at once. So on the top left is just gonna be like a million pagers, which is nice. But one other thing is that, remember how I said in the beginning that if there's strands that carry over, they just get marked as completed? So Lance was in both Act 2 and Act 3, but because his strand was marked as completed in Act 2, and that didn't get reset. Hello? Oh, I started... What am I doing, bro? No, genuinely, what am I doing? Oh, and the pager started. Oh! Oh! I gotta sit here and... Okay, I'm just gonna sit here in shame. I started paramedic instead of starting vigilante. Yeah, I'm out of it, bro. Bro is not tapped in right now. Hang on. Okay. Okay, at least the car is not locked. So, so Lance was marked as completed in Act 2, and when we did Akpa, that I definitely did correctly the first time, and didn't have to load a save file, when we did Akpa, Lance is still marked as completed. So Lance in Act 3 has 8 very long, very excruciatingly painful and boring missions. But we skip everything. We skip all of them. Not a single Lance mission has to be done. And that's really the main factor of Akpa, along with the fact that we don't have to unlock strands. Asterisk. We can start any mission that we want except Diaz. Oh, radio, please. This is going great. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, Diaz is not unlocked. I don't know why. Hashtag ask Powdernet, because he probably knows. He definitely knows. But for some reason, Diaz is the only one that does not like stay unlocked from the beginning. For some reason. We actually have to complete Killfell Part 2, which is the Rennie mission to unlock Diaz. So that's literally just gonna be our like that's just gonna be the strategy for this, for routing this half of Act 3. We're just gonna do every Rennie mission until we unlock Diaz. So there's gonna be like 4 Rennie missions in a row. This is another cutscene dupe. You just skip the cutscene and then spam X. And if everything goes well, it will just dupe the mission. There we go. Dupe the mission. A little lag spike at the end too, because why not? And yeah, I'm gonna grab the big gun, the M249. So this gun is really overpowered. It's basically like a minigun. It kills all enemies in one bullet, or like most enemies with just one bullet. And you can sprint with it, so it's like it's stupidly overpowered, right? So we're just gonna use that for the remainder of the game. Okay, according to my calculations, we should still be. What was the estimate I submitted for this for the marathon? I have I have the stream running. Hang on, let me open it. Man, it's blocked by the thing. I can't even see it. Mobile Twitch is so bad. Okay, wait, what is... I need a... I'm gonna fail the mission. Hello. Okay, lock in. 2 hours, 10 minutes, right. Okay, yeah, we'll be around estimate. If everything goes to plan. Okay. Yeah, we should be fine. Yeah, not much. This is like a action sequence or whatever, because Rennie's a movie producer. Kind of like the guy in regular Vice City. I don't know what his name is, but yeah, she does a bunch of movie studio missions that she gives Vic to do, and yeah, there's not much. Again, we just have to complete all Rennie missions until we can unlock Diaz, because Diaz actually has the final mission in this game, Last Stand. However, because the way timing works in the speedrun, even if we do the last mission of the game, it's not actually timed. We still have to do every mission in the act, right? So like similar to before, how in Act 1 we did the last like Marty mission, or sorry, the last Louise mission, and we did it off sequence, but we still had to do the other missions as well because the game just refuses to continue. It's the same thing. The credits don't actually play until you actually do all missions. So even if we do the last mission, Last Stand, even if we do it off sequence, it doesn't actually roll the credits. So, and what's interesting is that in earlier routes, when routing was in any percent in the international version, we actually did do Last Stand in the middle. And what ended up happening is at the end of the mission, there's an infinite loading screen. Because the mission is programmed to just have a infinite loading screen at the end, because the credits trigger is gonna like override everything and it's gonna warp the credits. But because in the any percent run, because we did everything out of sequence and we didn't actually complete all missions, when we completed Last Stand, it actually just ended on an infinite loading screen, and you had to like death warp to like get yourself out of that state, which was interesting. We don't do that anymore, and you'll see why. And if you've been paying attention to the memes in chat, in Twitch chat, you would know that it may or may not have something to do with this little game called golf. Yeah, and it's okay. So this is again just another movie studio mission. Oh, like I said, we viewed the last mission, which skips kill Phil. So okay, weird thing. Okay, interesting fact. In this game, there is actually a IRL songwriter celebrity, Phil Collins, that is featured in this game as himself. Like it is the actual Phil Collins playing as Phil Collins in Vice City, and you do like missions and work for him as part of the film studio. Interestingly enough, in any percent, we end up skipping any mission that has Phil Collins in it. So, unfortunately, in this run, we're never gonna see Phil Collins even once. And that actually brings me to another point that I forgot. Remember when I was talking about the benefits of doing PACBA? One was that mission strands that carry over are marked as completed, so you don't have to do any Lance mission, for example. Second, you can unlock all missions asterisk except the as at the beginning of the act, so you don't have to actually like go into the proper order for the mission. There's a third thing as well. For some reason, some missions are just skipped. Like some missions just don't exist. Luckily enough, the missions that just like get skipped include, one is Domestabot. Unfortunately, we don't get to see Domestabot in this run. But the second one is Colonel's Coke. And the third one is Highwire, which is that mission where you go around with the helicopter and the magnet. The mission with the helicopter and the magnet, Highwire, is one of the missions that are just skipped for no reason because of PACBA. Don't ask me why, ask Howdernet if you have any questions. Right, hashtag Howdernet knows. Okay, nice lag spike. So, okay, according to the thing, we should still be underestimate, so... Yippee. So, yeah, okay, this mission is called Kill Phil Part 2, but he's not actually in this mission. I think he's in the ending cutscene, but we skipped the ending cutscene, so we don't actually get to see Phil. Like, in person, live, or whatever. But he's there, but you just don't get to see him. Basically, people are trying to assassinate Phil Collins for whatever reason. I forgot the story of the game, but I think, okay, I'm gonna get flamed in chat for this, but I think, one of I actually don't know what for family. One of the mafia families, I think the Forelli family, Phil's like manager owes him money and he hasn't paid on time, so he just threatens to kill Phil Collins. So he sends a bunch of assassins in this mission, and they basically rig his like rehearsal stadium thing with bombs. Like I'm not even joking. That is literally the lore of this mission. Like there's a bunch of assassins here, and they've planted a bomb to assassinate Phil Collins. Don't ask me how any of this got greenlit, but my boy Phil Collins is a real Chad for agreeing to whatever.
I'm gonna enjoy this a lot more than you.
But yeah, we just have to go and kill everybody, which is like basically what you do in every GTA game. You go in the mission, you kill everyone, and then you're done. There's actually a stadium area here, which is like really cool. So you can actually have a live Phil Collins concert where he does the it's a song in the air tonight, and then this is like the entire stage you can see there. But it says there on the left, Phil Collins in Vice City or whatever. I couldn't show it, but yeah, it's there. You can see his name branded everywhere. But yeah, this last set of enemies, they have a key card. The key card depends on who I kill last. So I'm gonna kill the guy that's closest to me last. He's gonna drop a key card. And we're gonna go back. The assassins are supposed to be Forellis, by the way. Yes. So I was right. I was right. It is a Forelli family.
Come on! Take him!
But not Sonny. It's like
I got him!
the brother. I think someone said it. Like Giorgio.
Be scared.
Yeah. Giorgio Forelli. Anyways, we're in Death Warp here because it's just faster. Even though it doesn't actually move, it doesn't actually like, you know, displace us all that much. But we get to a place where we have vehicles. And you can see now we actually unlock Diaz, which is the other mission strand. What are we gonna do now? What is the route? I kind of forgot what mission we're gonna do. Or what mission we have to do. No, it's Mendez mission, isn't it? You can tell I practice a lot for this, right? I hope you can tell. Yeah, it is this mission, okay. Gold split, nice.
How the hell are we?
And I think that's the last time we see Lance. I'm pretty sure. He was in that cutscene. He may be in the ending cutscene in this mission as well, so I lied. But I think that's the last time that we see Lance in this thing, in this entire thing, because we skip all of his missions again. So he kind of just becomes redundant. But yeah, that's a blessing in disguise. I'm not even mad about it. Well, I know it's something. You're right because of because the Colonel's Coke got skipped, right? Yeah, you're right. Because the Colonel's Code got skipped, so the only other mission available is So Long Schlong for Rennie. So I had to have done the Mendez mission. See, now I would have figured that out logically, but I kind of just let muscle memory carry the way through that. Oh, right. We completely skipped the lore at the beginning of the game on Martinez because we skipped the mission where he kind of crosses us and gets us kicked out of the army. I guess I didn't explain why we got kicked out of the army. Well, it's because of this guy back there. And now we're gonna like frame him for being a rat, for being a DEA or FIB informant. But anyways, if you're wondering like what the lore of the game is, you're not gonna understand it by the speedrun because we're sequence breaking and we're doing everything out of order. We're doing the last mission like before the actual like penultimate mission of this category. So do not watch this for getting to know the lore of the game. Though I do recommend that people do try out this game, even if it's just like one time. It is a good game to pick up, and with the existence of emulators that have gotten really good in the past like few years, it's pretty like accessible and it's not really a pain to play either. You can just legally speaking, of course, get the game legally and then emulate it. But yeah, it's a fun game. There's not much here. We just have to like take pictures of the guy. So it's literally like camera percent.
Hey, some idiot.
And because of whatever reasons we get 4 stars right now. I think the lower reason is because he's turning states. So basically he's in the witness protection program. So taking a photo of him is like kind of exposed him. Or like whatever is like a infringement, I guess, on his identity. So we got 4 stars, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna drive up the street. We're gonna go into this crafty little shop. We're gonna paint our bike white, and the cops completely forgot about us. What? No way. I like Momo's message, which completely summarizes the entire lore of this game in like one sentence. He said the lore is that Phil never attended his concert, and the climax is that Rennie is transitioning again. Yes, that's literally how the speedrun ends. Not nice. Okay. Nice driving. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, if VCS is going this bad, I wonder how LCS is gonna go. Because if you don't know, okay, if you don't know, I've been doing marathons like semi regularly, I guess, but it's always just been VCS. Like this entire time, for like the past like 3 years or whatever, I've just been a one-trick pony with VCS, and because this is like the only game. This is the first time in a marathon setting where I've picked up another game, which is the LCS. I can't lie, I might need to start practicing a little bit more on LCS. What am I doing? Where am I going? I am, yeah, okay. No, not tapped in. Not tapped in. Like I said, we're not tapped in for this run, but I will be tapped in for LCS. Don't worry. Don't worry. LCS is going to be a breeze. We are not going to be doing whatever the hell I'm doing here. Hello, please turn the car. Or the bike. LCS any percent? No, I'm doing no AJS though. I'm not doing it any percent. That's what I meant? Oh, okay. Well, it can be whatever, but if I don't practice, it's gonna be quite a shit show. But okay, so this is what we were alluding to earlier in chat, where we were talking about golf. So you remember how we did that one mission 7 times? Well, guys, I have a confession to make. What if we do the same thing again, but with golf? But this time we only do it 5 times. Is that a good deal? So there is there's like 2 ways you can get into the golf course. One is by doing like a really like cool jump on a bridge, and the second is just driving through the security gate. The bridge strat kind of gets you stuck sometimes, which is like why I don't do it. I just do the pussy strats and just like go straight through the like the metal detector. But yeah. Ooh, oh wait. Okay. I kind of messed up the timing for this. Okay, I think it's like 21. Okay, I just have to play golf for like 15 minutes, which unfortunately is easier said than done. And then I'm going to do the same thing where I skip the mission at a very specific framing window, like around a 0.5 second like window to skip it. And by doing that, we basically skip with Diaz missions. So we have Diaz on the map. And what I did there is I used Gonzalez, that very short golf mission. So again, the whole point of this is we're exploiting the very short missions in order to trick the game into thinking we're completing the longer missions. So Diaz has very long missions. And by doing this, we just trick the game into thinking we're doing a bunch of Diaz missions. But yeah, this is what we set by golf percent. We're just playing golf for like 10 minutes or like 8 minutes. And it just gets boring after a while, but there's nothing we can do. So we can talk about stuff in the meanwhile. Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods PGA Tour Simulator. We're so back. Alright, I'm gonna lower my health because I wanted Death Warp after doing it for the last time. Is this the On Mission Zero strat? Yeah, this is the On Mission Zero strat. So basically what happens is that I guess I can explain it for people that are new or just tuned in. This game has a set of like a order in which the mission loads various mission givers, or strands as we call them. So there, if you look on the map right now, there are a bunch of strands. The way the game keeps track of who's doing what mission we're on, is by what's last in the strand. So in this case, the very last one will be Diaz. And basically after the last strand, there's like a 0.5, 0.3 second, whatever delay. And then it gets set back to Umberto. So I have to end this mission at a very specific time where the window is that the game thinks I'm doing a Diaz mission, but not an Umberto mission. And not a Gonzalez mission, because I'm tricking the game into thinking I'm not doing Gonzalez. So by doing golf over and over again, and by waiting in the ending cutscene, so like right now, I'm gonna wait in this ending cutscene. I'm gonna wait for the timer to hit a very specific point, like there, and then I'm gonna skip the mission. And basically doing that, if I did it correctly, and if I hit it within that window of timing, it's going to count. Okay, so we did it correctly because it's a Gonzalez pager. It just counted as the second Diaz mission. So the exchange, the game just thought that we did the exchange when we actually just played golf. So we're gonna do another on missions. Oh, why did I do that? So yeah, we can just get on mission 0 rampages, because there's a rampage right here in like the middle of the tennis court. And getting on mission 0 in this game is piss easy, but I completely missed the marker, or I'm gonna say I got cycled on that one, okay? I just missed the marker, but I'm gonna blame it on getting cycled, because that's the gamer move to do. Blame everything except yourself, kids. Anyways. Yeah, we just have to do it 2 more times, and by doing that, we skip all Diaz missions, including the last mission of the game, chronologically. Last Stand. But, again, like I explained before, it doesn't matter anyways if we do Last Stand out of order, because we still have to do all missions, so it's not over until it's over. The golf camera skip? Man, the golf camera skip doesn't save time. Actually, it does. Can we please move to another mission already? I'm sorry. I know it's boring. I'm sorry. Hundo for 2026? Oh, hell no. What camera skip? So basically, Auntie, you know how for the accuracy, so for the second slider, you can like miss it by a little bit, but it will still hit the guy and it will still progress the mission, but it goes to like a different camera angle. When it goes to the different camera angle, it has a different speed up value. So by being inaccurate on the second slider thingy, we have a different speed up value thingy, and it's like 0.1 second faster. And Momo's like on my about it since like the past 3 years.
Terrible.
But the thing is, it actually does affect any percent. Like, even though
have a deal
I,
coming
I
up very
think
soon, Vic.
it affects any percent, even though I'm on a timer. The timer kind of slows down in this mission, which is what I've noticed. So if you look here, if you look at the timer on the right, it slows down because of that same like speed up value. Like that's not like 3 seconds.
Well played, Vic. Thanks.
So it kind of has an impact, but like,
I'll be in touch.
man, it's like minimal, like a minimal at best. And I'm not trying to risk missing the target entirely to save like 10 frame, like 5 frames or whatever. Alright, so that is a Martinez pager, which is nice. So we did it correctly again. Okay, this is gonna be the last time, I promise. We're just gonna wait 2 minutes doing absolutely nothing, and then we can move on with the next mission, I promise. Before I ran this, people were watching the cutscene in slow motion without holding down buttons to speed it up. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah, he must really enjoy Vic's company because we started playing with him at like 10 a.m. on the timer in the top right, and it's like now 6 p.m. That's 8 hours straight that he just played golf with my boy. Like, damn, they're tight. They're tight. Who said the driving range isn't as fun? They're not even playing like, you know, a 9-hole. They're literally just like, it's just a driving range. But it's like over a body of water. That's how you know you're rich. Like they don't even need to like go and like collect the golf balls or whatever. They're just so rich. They're just like, yeah, whatever. We can tank the loss. I don't even know the lore reason of why a guy is there and why we're taking swings at him. Don't ask me. I actually don't know.
Terrible. I have a deal coming up very soon, Vic.
Official PC version of Vice City Stories, Liberty City Stories. People have been telling me that for like the past like 10 years. That like a PC version is gonna come out soon, or like etc. etc. But like it's never coming out.
I'll be in touch.
Okay. I think that's 4. I hope I counted it correctly, because if I didn't, then it's gonna be very bad. I think I did 4, so this should be 5, and it'll be the last time we do it, and we just do it normally. All he says is he ratted him out. Ah, I see. Okay, we did it correctly. Yay. Okay, the game ate my grenade. Okay, we can finally go back to doing normal missions. After I'm done crashing into this car.
You smashed my car.
We're gonna do Purple Haze. which is which is a goal split apparently for me. Oh, never mind. Not a goal split. I lied. But yeah, this mission is the same as NMG, where you just kind of do it, and it kind of works out. I think there's no real strat on this mission except that the lore is a little bit funny, so it makes no sense. It makes no sense given what we know about Vic and how the game ends and what unfolds in Vice City. Like, none of it makes sense. But Vic is like this one guy that like hates dealing with drugs and whatnot, and then he just gets sent to a drug deal, and he just agrees to do it for whatever reason, even though like this entire time in the game he's kind of opposed to doing it, but he always ends up in situations where something happens. Apparently a bunch of junkies ram a truck into Vic and he gets knocked out with the product. So you're just sitting there and he's just knocked out with the product, and now he's just high for the rest of this mission. Like that's actually the lore of this mission. You get sent to do something. A bunch of hippies come in, steal your paracetamol, and now you're mid overdose, like tripping balls, and you just have to like get this product back. Listen, man, I don't know what's going on with the lore of this game. I don't know why this mission is even relevant, because it doesn't make sense. This is what Tylenol does to your brain. Yeah. This is what happens if you take one too many Advils in a day. But yeah, these guys are just having a fun time, having a party with their newly found paracetamol. But we're gonna come crash the party because we're just that guy. And we're gonna get our product back. Now, the gimmick with this mission is that the game will like auto swerve you in a direction. So right now I'm not actually like holding down any like movement key. So like here I'm not holding down left on my analog stick, but the game will like automatically turn me left. What I can do though is I can press the left shoulder button, and by doing that it locks the camera in place, and it also just makes me drive in a straight line. So the whole gimmick of this mission was driving is hard because like you have to like swerve all over the road like this. But if I just hold down one button, it just like completely obliterates like any gimmick in this mission, and I can just drive straight, which is like unintentional, but like lol. Nobody decided to like QA check this, I guess. It does make it easier for me to drive as well, because like what I'm doing is like I'm just like looking right. I'm looking right, and then the game will automatically turn me right as soon as I let go of the camera button. So then I look left here, and then I just like the game just automatically turns me left for that turn. Unfortunately, I'm bad at driving, so even though I'm cheating, I'm still crashing into stuff. But yeah. And then apparently, like at the end of the mission, like he just like stops tripping, like he just goes back to normal, which is like okay, like I don't think that's how it works, but whatever. Okay, so I need a I need a wanted level because I want to do a fun strat. So what we're gonna do here is that there is a minigun rampage right here. We're gonna use the minigun rampage, and we're gonna get infinite minigun ammo. And like, I'll explain how we do that. But first, let me get unstuck and then just like collect the rampage. So here's a minigun rampage that we're supposed to attack like sharks with, but instead I'm gonna on mission 0 it. So I on mission 0 the rampage. I'm gonna start and cancel vigilante, and what that does is it gets rid of all the rampage spawns, so I'm not gonna be constantly attacked by sharks. I'm gonna pick a bribe star, and then we're gonna drive to Mendez. Now, what usually happens is that the rampage, when it ends, the game takes away the rampage weapon, right? So right now I have a minigun, and I have a minigun with like infinite, quote-unquote infinite, like 3,000 ammo or whatever, right? But when the rampage ends, the game is supposed to take away the weapon, right? And it's going to return me like all my other weapons that I have. But the thing is that if I'm in a cinematic cutscene, the game actually doesn't have access to fix inventory. Which means that if I am duping the next mission, which I'm going to, and I just stay in the cinematic cutscene when the rampage timer dies out, the game doesn't have access to my inventory, and when the rampage ends, it tries taking out the minigun from my like loadout, but it can't because I'm in a cutscene, and they never like anticipated that would happen. And when I load back into the world, or like when I skip the cutscene, I just have the minigun with me. So we've been doing this before unintentionally. If you've noticed, I have like infinite grenades already, but we can do it intentionally at the very least here. So all I have to do is just start this cutscene and then skip at like 0 seconds. And because this is like a cinematic cutscene, it works.
So, now we're together.
Right, and there we go. We have infinite minigun ammo, and I can just dupe this mission regularly. Is this your favorite GTA? It's the GTA I grew up playing because I was a console boy and I didn't have a PC growing up. Or like I didn't have a PC that was like good enough to run games on. I had like a Intel Pentium like Vista, like Windows Vista, like you remember that? But like it couldn't run games. It had like 2 gigabytes of RAM. So I always just played like console games, so I kind of just grew up with this one. Yeah, so we just keep like an infinite minigun for the rest of the game, which makes stuff very easy. I lost count of how many enemies I've killed. I'm just gonna wing it. But I think I have like 3 more. Maybe 4 more. Or no, 3 more, I think, yeah. And yeah. Oh, never mind. Allied. Wow, way more. Okay. I cannot count. I'm not good at math. Can you target the enemy? Thank you. Surely that's enough for old GTAs. Well, it's not the most enjoyable experience. Let's just put it at that. So I always just like stuck to like console games, which is like this game. But yeah, I just grew up with this game. I think it just grew on me. So, but I think now looking back at it, like if you ask me what my favorite like GTA game was, I would probably just say like GTA 5. I'm sorry if that comes off as like normie, but like I think GTA 5 had more of an impact on me than this game. Cause like I only got to play GTA 5 for the first time in like 2020, I guess. Yeah, 2020. And like this was like years after waiting like for a really long time because I never played on the like Xbox 360 version or whatever. So after like years, I was finally able to play that. So I think that because I was in because I was in like waiting for so long, maybe that skewed my frame of reference. But if you ask me what my favorite GTA is, I probably would just say that. Like this is definitely up there, but I don't know. It's a weird question. Or it's like, I have a weird answer. I'm just weird, sorry. Anyways, burning bridges, yeah, stuff happened. We got betrayed by the Mendes brothers. It's what it is. They didn't just kill us right away, because, you know, lore, and like we have like plot armor. So they instead took us to whatever that place was. I still don't know what that place was. And I guess they were planning to assassinate us there, but we escaped somehow. What am I doing? I should go. What am I doing? What is bro doing? Okay. What is bro doing? Okay, new plan. Let's just do this. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. We have one final dupe to do. And that is So Long Shlong dupe. The mission is called So Long Shlong, by the way. And we're gonna do it using the very first rampage that we started. So we have a very... what's the word I'm trying to look for? Satisfying? It's a satisfying end. We end the run with the same rampage that we started the run with. It's like a whole like comes back the entire circle thinking whatever the quote is, man. I'm too tired. I have to go to sleep after this. But So Long Shlong dupe is again a cutscene dupe that I hope I remember. I think it is enter cutscene at like 25 on the timer, and then skip when it's 1 on the timer, and then I don't know actually after that. I'm just gonna let muscle memory take me there, honestly. Yeah, muscle memory, take the wheel. I think it's like, okay, it's like skip 1 on the timer on the first cutscene, then the second cutscene plays and it restarts the first cutscene, and then you wait until she says like Phoenix burns first, and then you skip it, and then you keep skipping after that, I think, and then fun stuff happens. But I kind of said this earlier, I think, but there is this crash that can happen, and it's a very unfortunate crash. It's very rare though. Definitely not gonna happen on this run, because, you know, why would it happen on this one? The game has been kind of a douche the entire run, so why is it gonna be a douche at the very end, right? Yeah, totally. But basically, the game can crash right as I'm hitting the final marker of the mission.
That's who.
Why?
Because I put you in contact with
Next year's GTU, if the runner goes overestimate, they just get executed.
Farewell,
Okay,
faithful
chill.
friend. The phoenix must burn first before she
Rises, and then skip the next cutscene, and we're so back. Okay. Am I going overestimate? Oh, I might be overestimate by like 10 seconds, man. Come on. Okay, so I have to kill 23 plus 1 guys here. 4, 5, 6. So I kill 6 people there. 7, 8, 9, 10. The cutscene ones don't count. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, then I can just do 23, 24 as a drive-by.
You have every right to shit yourself.
Alright, there we go. And yeah, we're in like the final sequence now. So I have to rescue Rennie from guys that what pronoun do I use? Shit. I have to rescue Rennie from guys that Rennie are being attacked by. And Rennie is kind of a pain because Rennie can die very easily in this mission. Okay, I just keep it at that. So I'm gonna park the bike here, and we're gonna go save Rennie and be the hero. If you've watched my other run, you know that there's actually a funny mission fail that can happen here. So I'm gonna take my time shooting those guys individually. Encoding overloaded. I hope stream is still running. Gang. Not like this. Not like this. No, don't bust me. Okay. We're good. And we just have one final drive. Please tell me the game is not gonna crash. Please. Anything but a game crash right now. Anything but a game crash. Please tell me the mission will just pass. I'm not even doing the strat, the grenade strat, whatever. And there's a strat that I was supposed to do that you can like die after you hit the marker, which will like complete the mission a little bit faster. But please don't game crash. Please don't game crash. No! I'm done, bro. Yeah, well, see you next GTU. I'll be there. I'm not kidding. After hitting that marker, the credit starts rolling.
Don't worry, I consider that a run completion.
Alright, we're so done. We're so back. Actually, I might have a... Hang on. Do I have a save state at the very end of the run? I don't, but I might have one. You know what? I just call it there, bro. Of course it had to happen, right? Like it just had to happen. Like there was no other way for this run to end. It had to happen. It's so rare. Like it's so rare to even have that. Like I've only seen that twice, and this is my second time seeing it. Like ever. Do I have it on this one? Oh, I actually do have it. Okay, wait, we're so back. Okay, pretend. Oh, never mind. The game didn't crash. We're so back. We're right at the end. Rennie, he hits the marker. The game doesn't crash. Mission complete. And time. Oh, that's the end. We're so back. GG. If it crashed again, I'd laugh. Imagine if it crashed for a second time. Yeah, that would have been crazy. Anyways, all right, that's the end.
Every single one of you in the chat better say thank you, Ethan, for him getting up at stupid o'clock in the morning and getting a 5 a.m. train to be here. Okay, yeah. You better all thank him. He's done a lot for GTU.
Anyways, yeah. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Ben, for having me on. I'll still be on. I have another run on Friday. Yep, Friday. I'll be doing LCS as well. I'm praying that LCS is gonna go much better than this run did. So, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for joining. Much
Yep.
appreciated, especially with the IRL commitments.
Always.
Next up, we have GTA 3 80% with Anti. I'll go and get him set up, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. So don't go anywhere.